Awesome Rider Review.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here with a review of the deluxe handlekin from Kamen Rider Drive. This is Drive's main sword weapon that comes from his car, which is a steering wheel sword. One of the main features of it is that it actually comes with the Type Wild shift car, which is kind of important since it's another main form. So I'll just take a quick look at it. We'll do the sounds for it in the driver in the end of the review because the sword itself also sort of functions with it, so we'll do it all at once. But otherwise, it's a pretty generic car. I actually don't like it quite as much as I should. I really like Type Wild, but I find the car to be kind of more boring. It's still kind of neat looking. The black paint actually has a bit of a like a sparkly shine to it, which is nice. And it's not like I hate the car, I just kind of find it more boring than I feel I should. Shift it around, you got the symbol right there, like always. But yeah, we're going to be using this in this, but we'll show it in the driver momentarily. But here this sword is, it's pretty par for the course, small toku weapon type deal. As you can see, the blade is very small. The size of the handle isn't too bad. I wish the blade was a little bit longer. These usually kind of vary, you know, even when I was little, when it came to Power Rangers toys and various stuff, I always felt they were too small, and this is definitely one of those cases. And like I said, you know it's for kids, but I feel like even kids will think this is small. So even just a smidge smaller, larger, I think would be nice, just to make it feel more balanced. Because right now it almost feels like the handle is just as long as the sword. But yeah, otherwise it looks okay. You got the steering wheel here, which I think looks fine. It's very tiny. But I think paint-wise it looks good. It's actually a separate piece when you get it, so you can just carry around a steering wheel. This little button presses here. It turns, obviously, for the sounds, but it feels like a steering wheel almost, which is kind of neat. And then the blade here is just clear plastic. It's pretty generic. Being honest, it's not one of my favorite weapons design-wise. I think it's kind of an oddball. It doesn't look terrible, but it's not the absolute best-looking weapon. There's going to be some LEDs up here. Yeah, not too much to go over in its individual mode. The on switch is right here, so we will flip that on. Come on. That just sounds wrong. I'm sorry, it just does. But so on its own here, it's got a few noises without putting any shift cars in it or anything like that. So press the little trigger here, and I'll actually try to get the light showing. Actually, the lights don't show on this. So it's just got some slashing noises. Nothing different if you hold it down. When you turn the wheel here, it will say turn, turn, and then eventually you turn, so. And it will change the noise of that when you slash it now, after you load it up. But then you can do a second one. Wait. And it'll do the same thing. Now if you press it 3 times, it will then go into U-turn. And still do that same thing. And then it will say U-turn again for 4 times. Wait. And we'll still make those noises, and then continued U-turn. And if we push it further beyond that, it's just kind of like that. And it doesn't matter which way you turn it. It's not like it's going to do different sounds or on a different counting of the sounds, whether you turn it left or right. So it doesn't really matter. Yeah, so it just doesn't matter which way you turn it at all. And then you press this button here, the little horn. It will make honking noises. It will still do that. Let's do U-turn with that just to show it. So yeah, that's pretty much it for functionality on its own without a shift car. Then you can put a shift car in there. I'm just going to put it in like this. And you got that, and after that it pretty much makes the same noises. And you know, like if you put this in, wait, stick out farther. It won't do anything there. Or here, you have to press it on the trigger. So yeah, when you put a shift car in, it won't do anything with the other functions except for the trigger. When you praise it out, I don't know why I got a weird accent there, it will, you know, make a departing noise. Alright, so now we will show the Type Wild sounds in the driver, and then it actually has some correspondence with the sword, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to put the sword in my lap. That sounded really weird, but it was kind of in the way. But so let's go ahead and do this. It's already synced up. I really like Wild's music. Like, Drive's Speed Type one is pretty cool, but I really like Wild's. I think it's a lot of fun. Just listen to it for a sec. Just jam out. Dance party. Alright, now it's attack noise. Alright, so that's pretty cool. Like I said, I really like Wild sounds. I like the its little jingle quite a lot. Okay, so now this will have functionality with the sword. It's kind of tight quarters, so you might not even see the sword fully on camera, but you'll get the idea. So when you put the sword in, or the shift car in the sword, while you have this turning, it will actually have a correspondence feature. So I'm going to do that, so let's turn this. So that is really cool, I think, that it's not like a huge amount of different sounds or features or anything, but it's still cool that it actually works with it. I'm going to quickly go off camera and I'm going to load up Speed Type on here so we can show that you can also do a Speed Type attack. Alright, so Speed Type is all now loaded up on the driver, so we can now use the speed car in there, which doesn't make a bit of a difference in terms of the sword, but here we go. Yeah, so that's cool. Like I said, it doesn't make a bit of difference what car you put in the sword, but you know, it will change what the little sounds and symbols make on the driver, and I'm going to assume the same is going to work for Technique or anything else that might work for that. So I'm just going to show those two off just so you get the idea. But overall, whoops, this is the wrong car that it came with. Where is Type Wild? Oh, it's in it. No, it's not. Damn it, it's honking at me. Here it is. Okay. So this is kind of a weird sort of final verdict to get for me, because the sword itself I'm just kind of okay with. The sounds are okay. I do kind of like the tire turning thing. I think it could be kind of fun. But I'm not a huge fan of the design, and I think just look-wise it's kind of not the greatest, even though the tire thing, or the steering wheel thing's kind of cool for me. But you have to get this to get the regular version of the Wild shift car. So I really do like the sounds the shift car has, and I think the fact that the sword actually corresponds with the driver is cool. It's not like it's an amazing feature that's like a must-have sound, but it's still really cool. So honestly, I'm going to sort of give a pass to this. I do like a lot of its functionality, but I'm just not a huge fan of the weapon overall. I recommend just maybe going for a different way of getting the wild card, candy or gashapon. I'm not sure. I haven't been keeping up with how they're releasing, but it's got some neat functionalities, but ultimately for me, it's kind of an underwhelming toy. But yeah, that wraps it up. Until next time, make sure you check out the Crazy Podcast at writersrangerambles.com. And of course, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, it's Dawson Rider, signing out.